Hey YouTube, welcome back. It's Justin. Alrighty, today, this video is going to be about truck insurance, okay? I get a lot of questions of guys asking me about truck insurance, what to expect, how much you're going to pay, a whole bunch of shit about truck insurance, okay? And kind of what it takes when you get your business first started. Okay, so when you go out and buy a dump truck, the first thing you got to think about is insurance, okay? That's uno number one. There is only certain companies that's going to write your policy for the first 3 years, okay? One of them is Progressive, okay? I would say that 90% of you are going to get stuck with Progressive. You may get another agent that will write you with like Erie or some other type of company, but there's only a little bit too, and I only have experience with Progressive, okay? So when it's just you, you know, like you're first buying your first truck and all that stuff, all right? When it's just you, the insurance really is not that bad. You're going to expect to pay at least $10,000 to $12,000 your first year, okay? Now, how Progressive sets this up is you can either pay all $10,000 at one time, okay? Or you can have it, you have to put a down payment down, and you can pay monthly after that. Usually it's like 10-month installments or something like that. Whatever they say. But how much you have to put down goes off your credit score, okay? So your credit score is very important in the trucking business. If anybody says that your credit score does not matter, they are a dumb fuck, because it matters. You know, I've seen guys, like when I first started mine, I had to put nothing down. I just made the first monthly payment and went on through there because I had a good credit score. There's some guys that they're going to ask you for half up front. So that's, your policy's $12,000, you're going to be $6,000 up front, and you're going to make monthly payments after that. Alrighty. Now, what to expect? Okay, Progressive is going to be really tight on the drivers that you can hire. You know, if they got any accidents, any type of this bullshit, fucking ain't going to happen. Okay? You know, or they'll say, oh yeah, we'll insure them. It'll be $30,000 extra a year. You know what I'm saying? Because they know, hey, this guy's probably going to fuck some shit up. Or whatever. But anyway, that's kind of like what I felt. Now, it takes you 3 years to be in business before the world of insurance opens up to you, okay? So in the first 3 years, think about, here's another thing I forgot to say. Some companies really care how old your equipment is. Like if it's older than 10 years, a lot of them won't write your policy. If it's older for 15, a lot of them are really not going to write your policy. So the newer trucks you have opens you up to, and also being in business for 3 years. Now last year, I had to take it fucking right in the ass, okay, from Progressive, because I couldn't open up any new, I couldn't go anywhere, okay? It's very hard to switch dump truck insurance or trucking insurance mid-policy. It's more pain in the ass than really what it's worth. You'll be fucking working your dick off for this shit, okay? I mean, it's fucking legit, okay? So, fuck. You know, getting back to after 3 years, okay? After you've been in business for 3 years, now, during those 3 years, Progressive is going to up your policy 10 to 15% every year, okay? What they do is they get you in on a small rate. You're like, oh, man, that's really not that bad. So you go 1 year. Even if you have no accidents, next year it's 10% more. So if it's $6,000, now it's $6,600, or, you know, $12,000, now it's $14 grand, and you didn't even do anything. You're like, what the fuck is this? And they're like, okay. And then you go on to the third year. same damn thing. They up it maybe 15%. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they get you in on these low rates, then they fucking hammer fuck you down the road, because the laws are really set up to help them, not you. Just remember that. Alrighty? So, when you sit there and you think about, you know, like, now last year I bought 7 brand new trucks. Now, here's the problem that I had. Is my insurance was fucking outrageous. Like, in the $170,000 range per year. Okay, I was paying about $18,000 per truck, which is outrageous. Outrageous. I really need to be paying about $7,500 a truck for the year. Okay, that makes it a little bit more profitable. I could not do another year of 2019 with paying $172,000. Plus, going to add 3 more trucks. That would have been added another $60,000 to that. I would have been struggling to make it here. But luckily, I found a new guy. I'm with a new insurance company. And what that did is that basically cut my rate in almost a little bit more than half. Okay? And I'm paying about $12,000 per truck. Or, you know, give or take. But I have some extra things. I have an umbrella policy. I have the whole shop is now on there. The Street Beast is now going to be on this policy. So we have a lot of different things. A lot of things opened up 3 years after you've been in business. That's kind of the magical mark. Now, you know, some you might be able to get, you know, this is just my experience with it. I'm sure there's some other people that'll say, nah, I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about, but, you know, it's the internet, so let it go. But anyway, you know, it's just been my experience with what trucking insurance costs. I mean, it's just fucking outrageous. So when you guys are sitting out there and you're thinking about, oh man, this trucking business sounds awesome, insurance is going to be number one, okay? That's what you need to think about, number one. You know, they get their money because there's a lot of, like, federal motor carriers things, you know, that says, hey, yes, we are insured with this. You know, they send a lot of stuff out. So that's really what I know about dump truck insurance, is that it costs an arm and a leg. But the longer you've been in business and the longer you can keep your record clean, you know, like mine's a little high. I couldn't go to the A1 credit after 3 years because, you know, we rolled the Western Star over and we had a couple little other incidents, you know, which is going to happen. You got to think about, you know, we're driving 200,000 miles a year on every vehicle. You're going to have some accidents. That's just the nature of the beast. Somebody's going to run into you. You're going to run into them. You're not paying attention. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen. You're going to roll a truck over on private property. You know, still that goes against you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, insurance companies, when they write a policy, okay, I was talking to the guy today. So, for every dollar you spend, they only want to write out 30 cents. Okay, so it's a 70-30 split. Is really what it is. So, you have to remember, like, if you're out there, and let's say your policy's 12 grand. Well, they only want to ever pay you 30% of that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're going to, you know, stay in the A tier of insurance. They realize some stuff's going to happen, but, you know, they'll really start questioning you if you get 50%. Like, you know, so let's say your driver ran into somebody's car and it cost them $12,000 the first year, okay? And your policy for that truck is $12,000. Well, you know, it's not the whole policy. If you only have one truck and you're driving it during the day and your driver's driving it at night, or vice versa, and they get in a wreck and it costs, you know, this guy just runs into the back of a goddamn, you know, fucking Kia and it totals the goddamn thing and it's worth $7,500. Well, now do you see that your insurance is going to go way up next year because, you know, you got outside that 70-30 split. So that's what they try to do. And then they also sucker you in with lower rates to begin with, and then they jack them up as you go. You know, that's just part of insurance companies. But, you know, you really have to be in business 3 years before, like I said, I can't stress this enough, before a lot of things open up for you. So you got to be able to make it that far and then you're going to see that it's going to get a lot easier. But that's pretty much dump truck insurance. Most people are going to want you to have $1 million in liability coverage. Some companies like you to have more, but you're at least going to have $1 million in auto. There's 3 things that you got to have it in and all that stuff. I think here, let me look at my old Progressive policy. Let's see, so I have some different stuff on here. Okay, let's see. Are we under an... Yeah, we have an umbrella. Shit. I don't know what the coverages are. Okay, so, here it is. Liabilities to others was $2 million. Now, the reason I had to have that is one company that I work with wants me to have that. Uninsured motorist is $1 million. Medical payments is $5,000 each person. You got all this other type of shit. And then I have to have, I carry for one of the companies we work for, we haul this really expensive stuff called Xerox sand. It's fucking outrageous, okay? Like a pop can of this Xerox sand, like a can like this, would weigh 15 pounds. The sand is unbelievably heavy and is really fine. They use it for some kind of casting stuff. But, we have to have a insurance policy to carry that, and it's $25,000 extra. That costs me $3,000 a year just to have that on there. So, there's a lot of other stuff. You have stated values. There's a lot of insurance stuff that I really don't understand. Like maybe I'm not the best. I just know how much it cost, and it was outrageous. But, I went with a new guy. He gave me this book and all this stuff. So we have to go to the same coverage and all that stuff. So now, like my property's covered. If I have a service truck, that'll be covered. My general liability products, all that stuff is up more. And I also have an umbrella policy and all that stuff. So, that's pretty much truck insurance. You guys will just have to learn. I'm sure that each state is a little bit different in where you go. That's just what it's been here in Ohio. It's, Progressive was the only place that I could really go when I first started. They're one of the largest truck insurers in the country, so you're kind of screwed with them. With a new company called Ohio Mutual, it's a lot less. I would say, here's something that I didn't do in the beginning of my business. I should have shopped different agents right from the beginning. I didn't do that. It was my stupid fault. But, once I kind of figured this all out, I got a pretty good guy now. He does a lot of the other trucking companies in this city. A lot of the bigger guys, so I'm now with him. I have the same coverage that everybody else has got. It's working out pretty good. But that's trucking insurance, I guess, 101. Just remember credit score, down payment. It's going to be expensive, not as cheap as you could think. The older the truck you have, the cheaper it's going to be at the beginning. Remember, some companies, once you get over that 3-year point, will not write you because your truck is older than 10 years. So think about upgrading your equipment as you go, things like that. But, like always, check out Justin Sturgill Trucking, Facebook, Instagram, all that other bullshit. Patreon account. What else we got? Check out, all the other shit, whatever. But like always, thanks for watching, and I gotta fucking go.